from hell.
So
That's why we're gonna play this game. It's a little bit more story driven than anything, so.
a lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Orcas Island Gazette. Okay.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
The house knows.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent, as if they're about to say something but never do.
Who else played basketball? Dark. A missing poster.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Is it because it doesn't look very structurally sound? That would make me uncomfortable. Ooh, Milton Finch.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Gary's potting mix. Nice. Strange. Did I lose y'all? Is the internet still being awful? No, so why is Twitch giving ads again? The hell? Chimes. Chimes are pretty. Oh, okay. Thought we were gonna try the key in the back door. No,
Crawling
we're
through
just
the
gonna
doggy
crawl
door
through.
used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
How long did she say it's been since she's been here? This house is not dusty. Where's the dust?
For the first time in years,
2010.
I felt like I was home.
A lot of wine on the tables. Flour, salt, water, yeast. That's my favorite book. Wow, that's a lot of cans. There's some on the table too, or the counter.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Ah, we have multiple copies of flour, salt, water, and yeast. Lovely.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
I wouldn't complain.
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
That explains why there's so many cans. Okay. Okay. Apple pie recipe. Is that a movie scene? It is.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
I was gonna ask if that was blood, but it's wine. There we go. Flour, salt, water, yeast. Alright.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
That's a way to describe it. It's a nice coffee table, though.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Sank? Oh, that was cool. "51 Tales. Tales of taste and tummies. A dreamer's tales. There's a lot of tales here. The Weird. 2 copies of The Weird in different colors.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Oh.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
didn't want it to stop playing. I liked the music. Okay, so the calendar out in the garage said January 2010, but this one says November 2010. Oh, we have mail.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Or Milton.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Is this door sealed?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Huh. Can only assume figuratively. This is a danger.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Okay. (1950 to 1961).
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Oh. Oh no. 1976 to 1977? That's a baby.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Why is... Okay, there's a lot of questions. Why is that bathroom carpeted? And why is the baby's memorial plaque on the bathroom? Seems they got to live longer lives.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Oh, that room's open. Molly. 10.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
I want to check everything before I go in that room.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
There's a lot of wine in this house. And a lot of books. A lot of
Mom
fire
must have locked the
hazards.
third floor stairs on the night we left.
Oh. Okay. Alright, well. To the only open room. Very blue.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Hey, very nice.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Well, we solved the mystery of the key.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Ah.
Now it was time to find out what...
We solved the mystery of the key.
Turns out, My mom was really good at keeping secrets. Mom had
Cute little stained glass window.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Huh.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Okay, so this was Molly's room.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's adorable. These rooms have been sealed. That probably... This air is probably stale as
Being
hell.
inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Ant farm.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here, before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
It's our bathroom. We have our little bathroom. So we're Molly now, huh? You're not gonna eat your fish, right?
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Stop. December 1947. Dark. Where's our gerbil? Is he in the drawer?
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh. Molly. Molly, no.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
My Halloween candy was all gone.
Well, by December, I would certainly hope so. Can't turn on the light.
I kept eating and eating.
For toothpaste? Why the toothpaste? We are very small.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh no. Molly, no.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Why am I a cat?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Knock the frisbee down. No. No, can I give the frisbee? Why are we a cat?
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama. I gobbled her up.
Whoa.
And suddenly, I was an owl.
Oh.
First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
This is interesting. Oh. Ah. Ooh. Oh no.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
I'm a shark? Oh. What the heck? I'm a shark that's jumping.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
I see.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What the? Oh my god. I have a tentacle.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Can I go under this? Oh, I can.
I was big, and I moved real quiet.
Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. Gross.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Coming out of a toilet. Because why wouldn't we? Oh, wait. Where
I got
Molly's room.
closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
My house pad isn't big enough for that. Don't make me do that. Just hear a meow. Molly, is that you?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Oh.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Oh, it's a photo of a lizard. Oh, little memorials of pets. Rob, Lurpy, Purpley, Serpy. Can't read that. Find sketches. Derpy. Apparently that one was unnamed. Bob. Derpy.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed.
Oh.
She could have, but she didn't.
Well, he was killed by a dragon. That's all they needed to know.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Is this the same house? Because it looks different. It doesn't have the towering structurally unsound extensions, I guess.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Oh. My friend Bigfoot. Random junk. Huh. Molly concepts. Mural sketches. Barbara concepts.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
The weird carpeted bathroom. Apparently we are not allowed to see ourselves.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Yeah, well, maybe
It was a pretty good trace.
Maybe she shouldn't have. Oh, the key unlocks multiple locks. Okay.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
More signs of Milton. Oh.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
So Calvin passed pretty early on. So only one of them continued to get measured. Orcas Island Regional High School. Cobra Battalion Bravo Company. Okay. So Sam was a military guy. Oh. No. That's not what I'm trying to do. I wanted to look at this. Most improved player. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Oh. Alright, so that'll be how we continue on, I guess. No, we're not going there now. I still have more room to explore. Wow. September 1961.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh, we're on a swing.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
I don't like the sounds.
Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh no.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Ooh.
Alvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Oh jeez.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh jeez. Family with a history of kids dying young really shouldn't put a swing this close to fucking edge. Oh good lord.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Ugh. Oh.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Okay, that was the way we came in. Alright, just wanted to make sure.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
I don't want to go out there just yet, because what's this? Another Milton. Oh, we're in Barbara's room.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Barb Street. That it? Where's her story? Oh, what's this?
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Oh.
Now that was a great scream?
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
We're in control now.
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
from inside the house.
Huh?
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
Oh.
With her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Ugh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I see. Well, now we know how to get into the basement. Is that where we're supposed to go next?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Where was that? Here. Alright. That took a lot of winding. Lots of cleaning solution. And laundry detergent. Lots of it. Holy moly. Ugh. Table saw.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
It's the fridge.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
That's what I would think too. Oh.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Apparently not. Albino's extra crispy.
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Brains everywhere. Fake scenery of the outside. March 2005.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Okay.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Yeah, literally the same day.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
How do you get reception for your radio?
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week
Where's
now.
our peaches?
The longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Oh.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Like, your school didn't question why you
Whatever's out
just
there,
stopped showing up?
I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh. Oh.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Well, at least he had spices.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Oh, nope. I held the back arrow. The back key, thinking that it would help me climb down, but no, it made me climb out.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Oh. I see.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
There's a blinky light out there.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
It's so dark, I can't
I
see.
think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Oh.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
They had all kinds of pets.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Born on Halloween and died on Halloween. Oh man.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it
poking out of the water at low tide.
Whoa. Am I supposed to do something? Oh, I'm supposed to.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Is there more to see? Oh, won't let me back into it.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Damn.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Okay. I'm gonna stop here. Only because I have a headache from hell and I need to go lay down. And it auto-saved, so I feel like that is a good point to stop. I'm not sure when we'll pick up again, but there's plenty more Finches for us to learn about. So, now I will see you when I see you.